Ransom Jr. and I'm 6 years old.
You are 6 years old. And do you like being on the show?
Yes, I do.
What do you like about it?
Well, what I like about it is the acting. Acting is...
You're a really good actor.
Thank you.
I've seen you. I watch the show regularly.
Thank you.
Have you always wanted to act?
Yes, I have.
Is there anything else you want to do, like later on in your life?
Yeah. Thinking of acting, when I was a little boy, 3 years old, I said to my mom, I was watching the TV show, and I said to my mama, Mom, I want to be an actor.
You knew then?
Yes.
Wow. So it's like it's in you. It's in you. Wow. That's awesome. And now you get to work with these two really, really cool people.
Yep. Really, really cool people.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask the really, really cool people a couple questions too, okay? But you're really awesome, and I really enjoy you on the show. I hope you know that. Yeah. So how are you two doing today?
Well, we're feeling pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, I miss seeing the Carvers. I love the Carver family.
Thank you.
I want to see more of them. Is there any
Thank
chance
you.
we may see more of the Carvers soon?
There is always a chance. We
Always
think
a chance.
we hope so. We hope so. We hope you'll see a lot more of us in the future.
Yeah, it goes in cycles sometimes, because we have such a large cast, some people have to take the back burner for a while. But hopefully they're thinking away right now of a great storyline to come up with for us. You can do it.
Exactly.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. What kind of response, especially after a year like this at a fan event, do you what I just said, do you hear that from a lot of fans? Do you get a lot of people saying, where are the Carvers? I want to see more of the Carvers?
Yeah, well, the fans are so gracious to us. They're really very welcoming, and they've taken the Carvers to their hearts, and that makes us feel great when they want to see more of us, and love seeing the three of us together, or things to bring up some stories from the past.
And I wish I had control, to tell them that it's happening soon, but it's all in the producer's hands, it's all in the writer's hands.
What would you like to see happen? Renee, starting with you, what would you like to see happen for your family and Lexie?
Well, they've already started a little bit, but it's just to integrate us more into the lives of all of our friends, so that our life isn't just separate from theirs. There's a dinner at someone's house that we're all invited to the house and we're all hanging out. And, this type of thing that happens within a community where you are all friends and you all share secrets. Yeah. Just to be more integrated. Yeah.
How about you, James? What would you like to see happen?
I think Renee makes a good point. When the Carvers have been at the front of story, it's been when we've been involved with all of the other people on the show, and I think that we both would like to see a great deal more of that. There's tremendous potential in not only the family, not only in the story that we play dealing with Theo's autism, but also in the offshoots of that story. There's so much that a family goes through. There's so much that individuals go through, and I think there's a lot to mine there.
There sure is. How do you two keep, after portraying a character for so many years, how do you keep that fresh in your minds? How do you keep the character vital and fresh when you come to work during the day?
Part of it's just having, this is, I was talking to Wally Kurth this morning. We were talking about acting, and we both agreed that, it's a profession that we do out of joy and out of love. And you do, and sometimes it's challenging. Sometimes it's difficult when you go to work. But the thing is, you remind yourself that this is what you wanted to do with your life, and so it becomes much easier to smile through the day that way.
And also when you are interacting with different characters that you don't normally act with, that keeps it fresh, because you might know the rhythm of someone you work with a lot, but then when you're working with someone new, like last week I had to work with Nathan and I didn't know what he was going to say, when he was going to say it, so that was a lot of fun when it's different people. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the issues with soap operas, is that we have these relationships that go around, and then other people come into the relationships, and you have to respond in a way that character would respond to somebody new. Walking into the room, how would you respond to somebody else that you hadn't met before? It keeps it alive for us. It keeps it growing.
Renee, would you like to see more of the Damaris side come out in Lexie the way it did before?
Well, it's interesting because when you say Demira, I don't want to be like evil, but I like the strength. Whenever I get a scene with Lexie, I find the strength in her. You know, for her to just come out kind of feisty and kind of sassy and just strength. So I like to see her play that much more, written that way. And you know, it's been happening recently, but you know, I have kind of become a busybody lately. I've been in Nathan's business, I've been in Nicole's business, I've kind of become a Maggie. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I love that story, the Baby Switch storyline. I like the story, and I also loved how much that gave you to work with.
Yes.
You know, and I also loved Abe. I loved seeing him involved in these stories and the Baby Switch and some of the other characters. You and Peter Reckel had a great scene that aired like last week or the week before, where you were just, you know, talking about children, and there was a little wink to the audience about the children growing up so fast.
Yeah.
We got it. We got the joke. That was very enjoyable.
and that was fun because I don't know the last time I've had a scene with Peter, so that was so much fun working with him.
Yeah.
You know, it was nice. I had a scene with Hope last week, and that was nice too. It's nice, like I said, with all of us mixed in together doing stuff. Yeah.
Now, Days of Our Lives is the only soap to actually rise in the ratings over this past year.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
I know you had a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
What else do you think has to do with the fact of this regenerated numbers and this sort of surging interest in Days of Our Lives right now?
Well, you know, it's the kind of show, I mean, you touched on a little bit about characters, the audience having grown with characters and following those. And a lot of the new characters actually relate to the families that are already on the show. The Bradys, the Hortons, this guy with the Carvers. And so having that strong through line year after year, generation after generation is so important. When you talk to these fans out here, I rarely talk to any of them that weren't introduced to the show by their grandmothers, their mothers, their fathers, their grandfathers. So it's that intergenerational connection that the show maintains, I think, that helps it go along.
Do we know the age group of the people who've been watching more so now where we're...
Well, the demographic that they care about is the 18 to 34-year-old women.
Okay.
They don't really care about guys like me. No, but they do care about 18 to 34-year-old women. And that's the demographic that Days has risen in this past year.
That's where
so that really bodes well for the show.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Why do you think that's been this year? Why is Days the only show that's seen a raise in the ratings?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't, because we're that good. That's why.
All right.
It's just that simple. It's just that
now,
simple.
we do know as fans that Valerie Wildman's going to be coming back for at least a few episodes as Nicole's mother, Faye.
Oh.
And as we know, Abe has a past that I don't think has ever really been explored thoroughly by the show.
Well, it hasn't.
Any hints or tips you can give us about any interactions that Abe might have? I mean, Nicole is really front and center, and she needs her mother right now.
Well, Nicole always needs her mother.
Nicole always needs her mother, but Abe's certainly a big part of her mother's
Well, I mean,
life.
I think that would be great for Abe and Lexie if something like that happened to begin to cause a little friction between them and moved us back in front again. And I think that's a good thing. As far as I know, we don't interact when she returns. I think I don't think there's any interaction, but I think it's a very natural thing to do and a natural way to go. And it would give certainly Lexie would have her hackles out again, and
don't mess with my man.
And Abe would certainly have his issues as well. So it's a very interesting way to go if that were to happen.
That would be worth watching.
Yeah.
I want to thank the three of you so much. Is there any last thing you want to talk to our viewers at We Love Soaps? Anything you want to say to them?
Thanks for loving soaps.
All right. We do. All right.
All right.
Thank you.